Lest you thought you were just getting a handle on this sort of adding and subtracting thing, we throw another little wrench into the gearbox. What do we throw a wrench into? Just throw a wrench into something. Wrench into the works? What's the saying? Throw a wrench into the...
Wrench into the works.
Here is the key to learning subtraction, children. In math, no such thing as subtracting. No such thing. Okay? If you see subtracting integers, you just must realize that subtracting integers is simply, how I preface it with the word simply, adding the opposites, which I know makes a lot of sense to you. And let's just look at a couple examples. No way better to do this than to actually jot down a couple examples. -3 minus a +2. Okay? Here is the deal. If you can add integers, you can subtract them because it's the same thing. What this means right here is this. What this means is this. When you see a subtracting integer problem, Andrew and Kyle, when you see a subtracting integer problem, you are allowed just to take that lovely subtraction sign, make it an adding sign, and then take whatever the number is behind it and change it to its opposite. A -3 minus a +2 is the exact same thing as a -3 plus a -2. This is usually the part where most kids go, ooh and ah.
Ooh, ah.
Right? And then it's just this. What is a -3 plus a -2? And we talked about same signs are always going to get added together. And they're both negative, so it's a big negative. No such thing as subtracting. There's just adding opposites. Now, I'm going to let that sink in for a little bit here. We're going to do a slew of them. Because the only way to learn this really is to throw down about a dozen of them and have you just look at it. So here, let's put down 4 problems here. A -12 minus a -3. -3 minus a -12. A -12 minus a +3. And I suppose this last one's going to be a -3 minus a +12. Lots of 3's and 12's there. Rats. Never leave myself just enough space. Here is the deal. Once again, following the very simple rule that we've set forth, the basic gist in simplified words and manners is when you subtract these two sides are just going to change to their opposites. I'm changing the -12, the first one's going to stay the same, change that to its opposite, change that to its opposite. Now it has become addition. What is a positive or -12 plus a +3? You have $12. You owe somebody $12. You have 3. You are going to give them the $3, and you're still going to owe them 9. Notice again, opposite signs is always subtraction. You're looking for the difference in the numbers. 12 to the bad, 3 to the good, ends up with just 9 to the bad. Opposite, 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 opposite. Yeah, Ashley.
Do you have to change it, or can we just leave it -12 minus -3? Because sometimes it could be easier. Just -12 minus -3.
If it works for you, feel free. If you understand what you're doing, however, don't come to me and say I don't understand this and then not do it this way. I'm good with that. Look at this one. What have my other problem? Oh, it changed colors? Could it change colors? Same thing here, children, look. No such thing as subtracting. I am going to add whatever the opposite of that is. So again, you just changed both those two middle signs, not this first one. So now here I have 12 to the good, 3 to the bad. The good outweighs the bad by how much? 9. Okay. I still don't know how it changed colors. Oh, I know how it changed colors. Same thing here. These two signs are going to change to their opposites. The first number stays the same. This becomes plus a minus 3. 12 to the bad. Another 3 to the bad. That is 15 to the bad. Yes, it is. Same thing here. Change to opposite. Change to opposite. Stays the same. That one doesn't change. 3 to the bad. 12 to the bad. 15 to the bad. Now, please, children, you only change the signs on subtraction. Don't start doing it for addition, because then they'll just get really stuck in some sort of a quagmire. Let's try a few more. Plus 8 minus a negative 6. You go ahead and do these problems. A negative 6 minus positive 4. Negative 18 minus negative 10. Go ahead and do those problems for me. And again, you are simply doing nothing but changing the subtraction to addition, and then changing whatever the thing is in parentheses to its opposite. That's all you're doing. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't super simplify this. Let's see what happens. Which in reality, children, think about it. When you're taking away a negative number, what in reality are you doing? You're subtracting somebody's debt. If Gabe owes me $15 and I'm subtracting that debt, what am I actually doing? I have to give Gabe a positive $15 and then his debt is gone. Let's look at the first one there. A positive 8 minus a negative 6. You came up with Emma Kunacek? Emma Kunacek says positive 14? 14. Raise your hand if you are in agreement with that 14 statement there. Some of you look sortly questioningly there, but that is correct. Because what do? It becomes a positive 8 plus a positive 6. It's really just 8 plus 6, and 14 is correct. The second one, negative 6 minus a positive 4. Holly says negative 10. Raise your hand if you're in agreement with that one. Oh, Sam doesn't like it. So you're in a minority in this one here, Samuel. Let's look here, Sam. Negative 6 stays the same, plus negative 4. 6 to the bad, 4 to the bad.
Wait, yes, I was going to the second problem. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought it was the last one there. Ashley,
Negative 8.
negative 8. Raise your hand if you're in agreement with that one. And once again, Simply put, it is a negative 18 plus a positive 10, which ends up being 18 to the bad, 10 to the good, 8 to the bad.